everyone, I'm Gerald, and these are the 5 reasons why I bought the Royal Enfield Meteor 350. First of all, hope you're all well, and to those who have been here before, thank you for dropping by again, and thank you for sharing your thoughts in the comments. I do read and appreciate each one. In this video, I'll share why I went with the Meteor out of the many options in the market. Hopefully, those who are also considering this bike may pick up some insight. Before I go through the 5 reasons, a bit about myself for some context. I'm a new rider in my mid-40s. I took up riding this year in 2021 as sort of a pandemic hobby. The Meteor is actually my second bike. Before it, I had a 115cc semi-automatic Yamaha moped. I rode that for 3 months or 500 kilometers and immediately got bored with it. I wanted a more substantial, full-sized motorcycle. I did some research online and shortlisted the Yamaha XSR 155 and Suzuki Gixxer 250. Then, I discovered the Meteor 350, which was just launched in the Philippine market. I did more research, watched a ton of videos on the Meteor, and was sold on what I saw. Finally, I went to the showroom and sat on the bike. Soon after, I signed on the dotted line. So on to the 5 reasons. Number 1. I intentionally wanted a bike that is below 400cc. There is a law here that states motorcycles below 400cc are not allowed on tollways, or what other countries call freeways, highways, carriageways, and so on. As I was still developing my riding skills, I wanted to remove all possibilities and temptations on immediately going through the tollways and riding at tollway speeds of 100 kilometers or higher. It was a deliberate decision to restrain myself to city streets and back roads for now, and maybe get a tollway legal bike later on. Below 400cc also generally meant lower power, which is more manageable and will not overwhelm a new rider. Therefore, it is just safer to learn on. As a side note, scooters were not an option as I wanted a full-size bike with manual transmission so that I can also master shifting and managing a heavier bike. For me, the Meteor was the perfect intermediate bike between the moped that I had and a true big bike, aka a tollway legal bike. Reason number 2. The Meteor is just a damn good bike. I know that sounds like a vague motherhood statement, but let me explain. When I did my research on the Meteor, I discovered how well designed it was. It seemed that a lot of R&D effort and resources was spent on its development. It's also an all-new bike, designed from the ground up, and not something born out of recycling stuff from the RE parts bin. A newly designed bike means it's a modern bike, designed to modern safety, comfort, emissions, and performance standards. And it looks like RE got it right. There are a lot of glowing reviews on YouTube and in the internet, and I see rave reviews still coming on the daily. Just to give you an example of how much thought was given on the bike, even the gearing was carefully considered so that the bike was easier to ride in the city. The gearing wasn't too tall, so the tranny was more forgiving, more manageable on speed bumps, and it is able to extract maximum performance out of a single-cylinder thumper. The Meteor was designed in Chennai, India, and also in London. I figure that if the Meteor can handle the Chennai city streets, I think it can also do well here in Manila. Third reason, style and aesthetics. One of my key considerations is that the motorcycle has to look age-appropriate. To each his own, but I think that sport bikes or even naked bikes that look like a Gundam robot does not quite fit someone with a salt and pepper hair, receding hairline, and dad body. So, I had to go with a classic bike, or at least a neo-retro one. Without the need for explanation, the Meteor fit the bill. I like how it resembles a Harley Sportster from the 80s or 90s. The Meteor definitely gains a lot of looks and even thumbs up from other riders. It also helps that it is not too common yet. I've yet to see a fellow Meteor rider on the road. I'm a self-confessed hipster, and and I say that with the risk of being bashed on the comment section. I just like to be different, and being on a Meteor is a great way of being just that. As a bonus, the Meteor has a very satisfying and robust exhaust thump, which adds a lot to the bike's character. I definitely didn't want a motorcycle that sounds like a lawnmower. The Meteor's sound completes its aesthetic package. Number 4 reason is the budget. A learner bike is definitely gonna be less pampered. So I went with one that won't break my heart too much when it is abused or even dropped. All unintentionally, of course. I have in fact dropped my Meteor once, at less than a week old. It definitely felt bad seeing the bike on its side, and I won't forget the panic I felt. So just imagine how much more hurt I will be if I had gone for a more expensive motorcycle like an Interceptor or similar. Then there are those frequent stalls, practicing the friction zones, bogging the engine, and so on. Net is, a lower displacement bike tends to be more affordable, and the more affordable the bike is, the less it hurts, in case the noob in me does it wrong. Lower displacement bikes also tend to have lower costs on the maintenance and consumables front. My fifth and final, but equally important reason is the beginner-friendly ergonomics. The low seat height is definitely a blessing for new riders, as flat-footing a bike does build confidence. I'm a 5 foot 7 inches tall Asian, so a seat height of below 800 mm is indeed favorable. To be honest, this is also the reason why the Yamaha XSR 155 fell out of my shortlist, as it has a relatively high seat height. The riding triangle, meaning the feet forward and upright armchair riding position, is also equally confidence building for new riders. The seat is comfortable and does not introduce any sort of discomfort that may distract new riders. All of these also benefit the not so young, as we simply can't ride on a top position on cafe racers or sport bikes without complaining about our backs. That's it, my 5 reasons why I chose the Meteor. I hope you enjoyed the video and were able to get a thing or two out of it. Until the next video, stay safe and ride safe.